Well, what do we have here? Overwatch 2 Beta Week 1 developer blog. I like how Blizzard is actually keeping their word with more open communication. They promise to be more transparent with us, and I think I know what this is going to be about. I haven't actually read it yet, but I'm assuming this is going to be regarding the new changes to Mercy. Oh, I just looked down and I see Symmetra, Mercy, and thoughts on Junker Queen and queue times. This is going to be a good article. My name is KarQ. If you just tuned in and you just saw me ramble for a second, this is the KarKives channel, the KarQ archives. This is where it's a lot more candid and raw, and today I'm going to read this new Overwatch 2 beta article and give you my thoughts on what I think so far of the second wave of the beta. If you're just watching this for the first time and you're like, what? Overwatch 2 beta? That's right. The beta goes on from June 28th till July 18th, 2022. So that's what we have right now. Let's break it down, shall we? The first week of the Overwatch 2 beta is behind us. Time flies when you're having fun. Team has been hard at work compiling player feedback, squashing bugs, gearing up for the mid-cycle patch. Yes, I know in the mid-cycle patch, they said they're going to touch up on Moira, maybe Symmetra, maybe the Mercy change. As we mentioned on the forums last week, we're going to talk a little bit more about the Mercy and Symmetra changes, as well as some initial thoughts on Junker Queen and queue times. Okay, Mercy currently has an automatic super jump when you Guardian Angel to somebody. If you Guardian Angel, you don't press any other inputs, she will doing. And a lot of people were not very happy about it. And if there's any community you don't want to piss off, it's the Mercy community. They're going to come for your head if you have a hot take or bad take on Mercy. And I honestly tried her a little bit. I don't like the automatic super jump. I'm always one to not knock it till I try it, but this one feels way too weird with the inverse reverse controls where you're automatically going up. I think it's good in a way that it is more accessible, but on the same vein, if you're going to make text more accessible, why not do it for like Doomfist Diag Punch or like Winston juggling? I'm not a fan of it. Let's see what they got to say here. Guardian Angel gives Mercy important mobility that is key to her survivability. Over time, players learn that if you jump during the ability at a specific time, you can launch Mercy in the air. Well, technically you have to crouch first. This is super cool. However, it was completely unintentional. Mercy's super jump was a result of a bug that occurred during Guardian Angel, but players made it a part of her utility. We like the idea of a bug turned into a feature, so the changes to Mercy in this beta were meant to make the super jump more reliable and consistent. We saw some issues with the implementation of this latest version throughout the first week of the beta, so we'll be changing it up in the mid-cycle patch. Oh shit, here we go. Next change is to give players even more control over Guardian Angel while increasing its flexibility. So, after this patch, the Guardian Angel will no longer automatically launch Mercy into the air, but it will now have a meter that charges while the ability is active. And then when you cancel Guardian Angel will jump, Mercy will now be launched into the direction she is facing. And the more charge she gets during the ability, the more momentum the launch has when she cancels it. So we're looking forward to see how the community engages with it. Okay, so every Mercy change and iteration they're doing right now definitely will not stick, especially if people like are critical of it. So honestly, with all of these, this is a beta, and the whole point is to try random shit right now. So on the surface, looking in, a meter, can you control the charge of the meter? That's the biggest thing. Because what if you want a Guardian Angel like horizontally pretty far to get to a target, but then you overcharge it, and then when you want to jump, you go too high? If there's a control where you can stop the charge to like not build it up as much, so you can do a mini super jump in order to like super jump res, for example, then I think this is actually pretty interesting, especially the fact that you can actually launch in the direction she's facing. So with the charge, theoretically, if you want to super jump, you probably have to look up and then you'll go up. But if you want to go at a 45-degree angle, maybe you look up a little bit, then you go for a line drive. And I guess if you look forward with the meter and you press jump, then I guess you'll slingshot. This might actually increase your skill cap. This one sounds like the most interesting one of all the iterations we've seen so far. The biggest thing for me, again, is the control of the meter. You want to build it up or build it as little as you can. Like maybe it'll automatically fill up and maybe there's a hotkey to press or a button to press to stop the charge in order to control it a bit more. This one on the surface sounds better than the last one with the auto super jump. That's all I'm going to say. So I'm curious, Mercy mains, what do you think? We'll have to see. The mid patch sounds like it'll be next week though. Symmetra, by the way, Symmetra is F tier. Currently in the first iteration of this beta. In my opinion, she's super weak with the new changes she made, so they are writing this down where they recognize the first beta, Symmetra didn't quite fit into the play space of Overwatch's 2 changes. Faster paces, more engagements, less barriers, and there are fewer tanks that Symmetra can use to charge up. And the removal of Assault or 2 CP maps takes away a big defensive stage that she previously shined on. So we actually expected the changes to Symmetra's teleporter and secondary fire projectile speed to be the primary solutions, but we overshadowed these with other nerfs. That's right. One of these nerfs is no longer gaining ammo from barriers, which we removed to put power back into her ammo capacity since barriers are much less prevalent anyways. Our reasoning for some of the other nerfs was that Symmetra was already a statistically strong hero, and we feared these changes alone would push her over the edge. That said, one of the benefits of the beta is that we can make changes in iterations prior to launch, and we're currently trying out the following changes in internal tests. The secondary fire projectile goes back up to 0.5, the charge time goes back from 1.2 to 1, and the TP cooldown is reduced from 16 to 12. Those are some pretty big rebuffs in all honesty. Additionally, we have another change for her in mind that we're currently testing internally, but this iteration charges her primary fire beam to level 3 faster to compensate for less tanks and shields to charge it up. We're not sure if this will stick, but our goal is to make Symmetra feel more natural. Okay, so the ones that seem like they're going to apply next week in the mid-cycle patch is these. The whole faster beam thing seems still quite internal, but basically what happened in this Overwatch 2 Beta 2 first patch with Sim is that the projectile changed, it shrunk. The damage changed to like 95 damage at full charge, which is way weaker than the previous 120. Because that means you have to shoot 3 of them to kill a 200 HP target, right? 95 is only 190. But previously, if it was 120, you can hit 2. The benefit was the projectile was really quick, but now that you can charge it up to full charge a little bit quicker, at 95 damage, it seems okay. I actually think they probably could put it at 100 to 2-tap people and then rely on a healer to just give them a little shrivel of health if they unluckily get hit by 2 of them. They'll actually survive. We'll have to see, but these are good. This is a good start. She's F tier right now. Maybe these will like generously bring her back to like, I don't know, E tier. Or D tier. Her hero design is always going to inherently have its faults. I think she will only shine mostly on defensive sides or like utility in order to like TP onto like, I don't know, the underside of Rio right now. Paraiso has an awful first point. That also needs to be changed. That's a different topic altogether. I don't know if you guys have been playing the beta, but that first point Rio, oof, if they're on that high ground, you are struggling to get to the point because there's only one way to go, which is underneath the bridge. And it is hard to break through because you only have like 2 or 3 options. It's really similar to Eichenwald 2016 before the extra door change. So I'm okay with these sim changes. I'm actually okay with the Mercy changes. Let's see their thoughts on Junker Queen. So over the past week, we've seen tank queues surge with the release of Junker Queen as many players want to try her out. This is generally what we expect. When we release new heroes, we've been encouraged to see queue times improve and even out somewhat. But our initial thoughts on her gameplay that she fits well into the more offensive, aggressive style in Overwatch 2. They fixed a few of her bugs in the upcoming mid-patch cycle, but she's still early in the testing phase. We're going to continue to watch how she performs. Okay, so it doesn't look like they're going to do any balance changes specifically right away, but maybe fix a couple of bugs. I recently did a Junker Queen Mythbuster on the main channel where like the floaty knife, like the jagged blade or the Gracie would fall and sometimes not connect onto extra targets. It was a little weird. You can watch the video. Maybe we'll pop it up on the screen right here to show you what I mean. So then we were wondering if the same jagged blade interaction happens with Rein or Sig's barrier. Here it is on Rein's shield, full damage. Here it is on the top of Rein's shield, floating knife. Here it is on Sig's shield, jumped into it, full damage. Here it is again on Sig's shield, full damage. And one more time with Sig's shield, this time floaty knife. Anyways, back to the rest of the article. There are some other heroes we were watching like Zenyatta and Sojourn who may need to be tuned down a little prior to launch. We like the direction of Roadhog's ultimate changes in the beta. Yeah, this is where he can control the channel thing, and we're working on making it feel a bit better. So they're gonna touch Roadhog a little bit more. They're gonna look at Zen and Sojourn, which by the way, on my first tier list of this first beta, I rated them S tier, and it looks like I was correct. These two seem like the hot topic lately. So my speculation was good, and the team will continue to work on these improvements leading up to the launch. In the meantime, you can expect some Moira and Mercy changes in this mid-patch cycle. Oh. So it looks like they're not doing the Symmetra change. Okay, just Moira and Mercy. I like those 2 ones. I feel like they could just throw the Sim one in. I don't know why they wouldn't do that. But anyways, maybe they do another patch cycle too at the end. And this beta brings us one step closer to launch, and we're thankful for our communities in the testing. Okay, what do you guys think? What do you guys think in the comments that Overwatch 2 needs to do with these 3 heroes? Sim, Mercy, Moira. I actually didn't think they needed to change Moira personally, but I'm okay with these experiments. Did you guys know Zen's snap kick does like 57.5 damage if they're discorded? Because snap kick, normal melees in Overwatch do 30. Snap kick does 45. Discorded snap kick does 57 or some shit like that. It's stupid. For Zen, if they want to nerf him, only allow him to snap kick a person that is discorded. So if a monkey jumps but the discord isn't on him right away and he jumps to go for you, you can't kick him off right away until you move a discord onto him. Then you can kick him. And you can bring the snap kick damage back to 30, but you can keep the CC on it if you want to keep him at 225 HP. I think that will align him a bit, or just tackle his discord, bring it down to like 20% or 15% or something. And for Sojourn, you want to keep the railgun hitbox because that looks pretty good. Maybe you can lower the charge time for it, number 1, or remove the slow on the slowing orb, or reduce increase the slide cooldown. Those are my 3 suggestions. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. That's it for me. Peace.